All right, so a few people have asked me a little bit about this electric start bike, and as I left off the last time I showed this bike, it didn't run. It still doesn't run, but I've done a few little things to it. So for one, a lot of people have asked me about the wiring of this bike, and other people have asked me about the hydraulic clutch. So first, the hydraulic clutch. This is basically what it looks like, and it's the middle part there is basically the piston that pushes the clutch pack out, the clutch plate, and so it feels really smooth. I backed this adjuster screw all the way in, so it has a lot more throw now instead. So you can see all the way from here to the handlebars, it engages. Before, it was like from here to there, it engaged. So this just makes it a lot smoother. And I do feel that this is much smoother than the cable. I also noticed that the cable routing can be much harsher, go around and loop a little tighter without having a noticeable difference in resistance for the cable. So that's pretty cool. But of course, time will tell when it comes to the durability and reliability of this hydraulic clutch. But as far as the wiring goes, this is basically what I went off of. Not that clear of a picture, but I'm guessing every one of these electric start kits comes with one of these manuals. But I'll go over the wiring real quick. So with the clutch pulled in, you can press this little button here, and you can hear it with the clutch engaged. It spins through your tire. So that's a little bit of how it works. So we can see here that the battery, the positive terminal, has this big wire, and it goes to the ignition solenoid right there, and then goes all the way around to the starter. The small wire goes around, and it goes up into the switch. For the ground, I have it ground directly to the engine here, and then the small ground goes into the ignition solenoid. So that's the ground for the solenoid. Now, the solenoid has this little yellow wire that comes around here, and that also attaches to this. You can see there. And then the switch also has this white wire and this black ground wire. And so the black wire joined with the black wire from the engine goes to the black wire on the ignition coil. And the ignition coil has this red wire that goes to the blue wire coming out of the engine. Now the white wire coming from the switch also goes to the white wire on the engine. I don't know if that's confusing, but yeah. And then, of course, this goes to the spark plug. So after it's all said and done, hopefully it works. That's all I can say. But yeah, hopefully we can get this thing actually running good. Of course, you guys know I've had a lot of health complications and a bunch of other projects that take priority over this. But as far as this, like the reasoning why this hasn't been running yet, I suspect there's a problem with the magnet, but we'll see. It has spark. It has really good spark. For whatever reason, it just doesn't ignite the fuel charge. So I don't know if that's a problem with the carburetor, the spark plug, or the ignition timing. So we'll see. I guess my last resort, once I figure out the spark plug, and I'll shoot some carburetor cleaner down in there in the intake to make sure it runs before I put the carburetor back on. If not, I'm guessing I might have to change something with the ignition coil. But yeah, so hopefully we can get this thing running in no time. And yeah, boys.